Heartbeats up and down, I'm in a gambling phase. Going round and round, it's a trampoline stay. Oh, it's like I never run out of breath. And I don't care if we make a mess, it doesn't matter what's coming next. So can we just be bonafide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind. And I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bonafide? Can we just be bonafide? It's stuck in this situation and let go all inhibitions now with no intermission. Why are you so goddamn cold? Tell me why, 'cause you know this ain't no love. So can we just be bonafide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind. And I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Don't wanna be your love. Let's keep it on the low, keep it on the low. 'Cause you know this ain't no love. I want you to be bonafide. Girl, you got me lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind. And I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bonafide? 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 Heartbeats up and down, I'm in a gambling phase. Going round and round, it's a trampoline stay. Oh, it's like I never run out of breath. And I don't care if we make a mess, it doesn't matter what's coming next. So can we just be bonafide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind. And I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bonafide? Can we just be bonafide? It's stuck in this situation and let go all inhibitions now with no intermission. Why are you so goddamn cold? Tell me why, 'cause you know this ain't no love. So can we just be bonafide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind. And I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Don't wanna be your love. Let's keep it on the low, keep it on the low. 'Cause you know this ain't no love. I want you to be bonafide. Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind. And I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Heart beats up and down, I'm in a gambling phase. Going round and round, it's a trampoline stay. Oh, it's like I never run out of breath. And I don't care if we make a mess, it doesn't matter what's coming next. So can we just be bona fide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bona fide? So can we just be bona fide? It's stuck in this situation and let go all inhibitions now, with no intermission. Why are you so goddamn cold? Tell me why, 'cause you know this ain't no love. So can we just be bona fide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Don't wanna be your love. Let's keep it on the low, keep it on the low, 'cause you know this ain't no love. I want you to be bona fide. Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bona fide? So can we just be bona fide? Can we just be bona fide? So can we just be bona fide? Heart beats up and down, I'm in a gambling phase. Going round and round, it's a trampoline stay. Oh, it's like I never run out of breath. And I don't care if we make a mess, it doesn't matter what's coming next. So can we just be bona fide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bona fide? So can we just be bona fide? It's stuck in this situation and let go all inhibitions now, with no intermission. Why are you so goddamn cold? Tell me why, 'cause you know this ain't no love. So can we just be bona fide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Don't wanna be your love. Let's keep it on the low, keep it on the low, 'cause you know this ain't no love. I want you to be bona fide. Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours.
Good morning again, Vooka Breakfast Show team. I'm very sorry about that. We had a bit of a technical issue. But as I was saying, welcome to yet another amazing Thursday, Konalako Vooka Breakfast Show. And I do hope that you guys are feeling amazing and fantastic because the sun decided to come out and actually bless us. To those who know me and those who don't know me, I go by the name of Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Plays. But to the darker the berry, the sweeter than Dun. And if you're not listening to us via YouTube, you can feel free to actually listen to us on Underground Radio app, and you can get yourself the app on iOS as an Apple user or Play Store for Android users. So please feel free to also go through and download the app and tune into other amazing shows that they do have on the radio station, besides obviously your favorite show, which is the Vooka Breakfast Show. And I do hope that today is, because today is an amazing day, it's a fantastic day, and we're all about enjoying different things. And obviously we always make sure that we always give you your daily dose of positivity to give you that amazing energetic start to your day. And obviously I'm not here alone. I always come here with a great and amazing team, with Mr. B on the technicals and my fellow co-host MooCee Mist. So guys, I'm so amped up and so pumped up about the amazing things that we actually have in store for you today, because we also do have some amazing guests that will be coming through and engaging with us on amazing conversations, not forgetting the amazing topics that we're always discussing konala on the table. And as you can see, we also do cover some amazing pictures, which also brings you different places in and around South Africa that you can go to and actually visit, whether it's you, your family, or maybe you just want to go there for a date with your loved one. And today we are covering Stwalo Caves. Now Stwalo Caves is in the deep heart of Mpumalanga, which lies one of Africa's oldest known cave system. The Stwalo Caves formed around 240 million years ago. These caves are a natural wonder, with towering stalactites, stigmatics and echoing chambers that seem to whisper history. Visitors can explore widening passages that open into majestic amphitheater. A chamber so has hosted concerts underground. Beyond the geology, Stwalo offers a touch of adventure, guided tours, crystal clear pools, and even a dinosaur park for families. It's a destination that blends science, mystery, and pure spectacle with amazing features that are out there. Whether you're drawn by the thrill of discovery or the beauty of nature's architect, Stwalo Caves promises unforgettable journey beneath the earth's surface. So if you're planning a trip through Mpumalanga, make sure that Stwalo Caves is on your list. It's more than just a cave. It's a story carved in stones. And today, as like I said, we do have some amazing guests, and one of those guests is Ezra from Wonder Studios, an anime artist who is going to give us some amazing insights when it comes to the world of anime. And also do have another guest by the name of Smakade the Goddess, who is a crochet and knitwear designer. But obviously we'd also do give you some amazing words to start off your day. And my code for today is: do not wait for the perfect moment, take the moment and make it perfect. And our inspirational message for today is a reminder that progress doesn't come from waiting, it comes from action. You may not have all the answers, the resources, or the confidence you think you need, and that's okay. Growth begins the moment you decide to move anyway. Start where you are, use what you have, and give your best. Small intentional steps taken today can open doors you didn't even know existed. Keep showing up. Your consistency is building something powerful. Right now we'll be taking a break, and after that we're coming back with your news, sports headlines, followed by a market, weather, and traffic update.
On the Vooka
Breakfast Show. Let's go. What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy Mweketi Maimane, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous NommyP, umkabayi kamakusazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCee Mist. My name is MooCee Mist. On the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Now let's get you started with your news update. In your first news update, fuel prices surge puts pressure on food prices. Civil society groups warn that rising fuel could make food unaffordable for many South African households. Higher petrol and diesel cost increase will cause increase in transport and production expenses, which are often passed on to consumers. Food prices are expected to rise sharply, hitting low-income families the hardest. Groups are urging government to act, warning that households are already under financial strain may struggle to cope with further increases in the cost of basic food items. On your second news headline, NPA targets global investment fraud network. The National Prosecuting Authority has seized assets worth 43.9 million linked to an alleged global call center syndicate. The group is accused of running fake online investment scams that targeted victims abroad. Properties and vehicles were seized across Gauteng as part of efforts to dismantle organized financial crime networks. Investigations are ongoing, with authorities aiming to recover proceeds of the crime. On your third news headline, backlash grows over Rolf Meyer appointment. President Cyril Ramaphosa has defended his decision to appoint Rolf Meyer as South Africa's ambassador to the United States. The appointment has drawn criticism due to Meyer's role in the apartheid-era government. Ramaphosa says ambassadors must represent government policy and will be recalled if they do not. Opposition parties, including the EFF, have condemned the appointment. Now let's head over to your sports news headlines. On your first headline, Lewis Hamilton shares personal struggle. Seven-time Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton has spoken openly about loneliness and bullying he experienced growing up. Hamilton says childhood bullying and isolation stayed with him even as he reached the top of the sport. He explained that success can be lonely, with few people to confide in, and says those early experiences shaped his resilience. Hamilton hopes speaking out will encourage others facing similar struggles to seek support and speak openly. Now heading over to your second sport headline, Mdinyela wins a tough CAF semi-final. Mamelodi Sundowns defender Zuko Mdinyela says their CAF Championships League semi-final against Esperanza is a do-or-die encounter for both teams. Sundowns take a 1-0 lead in the second leg at Loftus Versfeld, but Mdinyela expects Esperanza to attack aggressively. He says the job is not finished and stresses that Sundowns must stay focused if they want to reach another continental final. On your third sports headline, big day for SA swimming in Gqeberha. South African swimmers Amy Kani, Peter Coetzee, and Robert van Renen have qualified for the Commonwealth Games after strong performances at the SA Swimming Champions in Gqeberha. Kani secured qualifying times in 2 events, while Coetzee and van Renen both went under the required standards in the 100-meter backstroke. Their results highlighted a successful opening to the national championships. On your fourth news sports headlines, Sundowns close in on CAF final. Mamelodi Sundowns are targeting a place in the CAF Championships League final after securing a 1-0 away win over Esperanza in the semi-final first leg. The crucial away game gives Sundowns an advantage heading into the second leg at Loftus Versfeld. Coach Miguel Gasto has urged caution, saying Esperanza remain dangerous and the tie is far from over. Now that is all for your news and sports headlines. We'll be taking a short break, and after that we're coming back with your market, weather and traffic update. Welcome back, welcome back. Now let's get you nice and warm out there with the weather update. And Johannesburg is sitting at 16 degrees with an overcast of clouds. Cape Town is at 15 degrees with clear skies. Durban is at 22 degrees with light rain. Pretoria is at 19 degrees with scattered clouds. And that is all for your weather update. Heading over to the markets, the US dollar is sitting at 16 Rand 41 cents. The Great British Pound is standing at 22 Rand 24 cents. The Euro is standing at 19 Rand 34 cents. The Japanese Yen is standing at 10 cents. Now heading over to your brand and gold market. The gold you'll be spending between 78,000 to 79,000 per ounce. With Brent crude oil you'll be spending between 1,550 and 1,600 per barrel. Bitcoin you'll be spending either between 1,200,000 or 1,230,000. Now let's also get you safe out there on the road with your traffic update. Starting off with the Johannesburg traffic, stationary vehicle on the N4 eastbound at the N4 eastbound ramp from Rousseau Road, one lane of 5 is closed. Congestion on the N3 northbound between Glendale's Van Buren Road. There's also a stationary vehicle on the N1 northbound before New Road. With your KZN traffic, there's road works on the N3 after ramp to Stockville Road from Carter Ridge rest stop. Please drive carefully because there's also one of 3 lanes closed on the N2 north ramp from Queen Nandi to Umdlotini. There's also some road works. Please expect delays. 1 of 4 lanes is closed. There's also a stationary vehicle on the N3 north ramp at Amateur Road. Shoulder lane has been blocked, so please drive carefully. If you do have any other traffic updates that you'd like to share with us, please feel free to send us a text on 0604933226. That's 0604933226. And I do hope that you guys will also be having an amazing day. Don't forget to also send us a comment on our YouTube's comment section using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Sivugile, hashtag Vooka Nations, letting us know how you are doing on this amazing and beautiful Thursday morning. And please don't also forget to send us your morning pictures. It's been a while since you guys have actually sent us your morning pictures where we see how your morning looks. It don't matter whether you're in Durban, Cape Town or Pretoria. Please feel free to also share those morning rise pictures so we know exactly what's going on in your hood. But as you know, I never travel alone. I'm also here with my fellow brother who goes by the name of MooCee Mist. MooCee Mist, how are you doing, sir?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. I'm happy. I'm excited. We're here. We're here once again. I know you can't see me. You'll see me in a second. Don't worry. We're sorting that out. But I'm excited. I'm feeling my normal self now. I'm back to my normal self. Monday was not the best day for me, you know. And Mr. B, Mo, and I agreed that we were still feeling a bit of fatigue from what was the week of Easter last week. You know, we were feeling a bit of fatigue, but I think we are starting to get back to our usual selves, you know, to our normal selves, and so I'm excited about that. My body is regulating again, you know, getting to its usual and normal system. Good morning. Hi, how are you doing? Yes, I'm talking to you who is listening and watching from wherever you are tuned in from. 21 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock, man, and I so could not be more excited and more happier to be both in your presence and in your company. I see quite a few comments have already come through on our YouTube comment section. I'm going to get to those in a second. But with that being said, what is your morning looking like? How has your week been thus far? The one thing that I'm excited about is that the sun is out on this side of town, on this side of the country, in Soweto, in Top Santon, specifically right next to Zondi Hills, and this is just before you get to Bromfisher Kloof. The sun is out. Mr. B is even rocking shorts, you know, for a change after like over a week of wearing jeans and you know, having the weather being overcast and cloudy and things of that nature. So, yeah, man, I'd love to find out, as the week progresses and it finishes English bundles deplete, all right? And so, but yeah, I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to having a great time with you. I'm excited to be both in your presence and in your company on this lovely sunny Thursday morning. It is the 16th of April 2026, and we are on the road to 300 episodes, all right? How you and I and the rest of the Vooka Nation, and of course Afriberry and Mr. B, can get in touch with each other is by you using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. It needs not end there. It also continues on our WhatsApp line. Dial the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. I need you to comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done, so that we can continue sharing our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. So much to unpack, so much to get into. We have a jam-packed show for you this morning. Two amazing guests are going to be coming through, and one of them is a very cool guy we met at the Rand show, who is in the space of anime, goes by the name Ezra, and he's trying to fuse, at least the journey that he's on, fuse anime culture or Japanese culture and put a South African spin to it. So that promises to be so cool, and I can't wait for that conversation. And so a few comments have already come through. Z came through on YouTube a bit earlier on saying, "Good morning, Vooka Nation, Durbanites, and the amazing team in studio that always gives us a dose of positivity as we start our day. Sivugile and happy Thursday. Stay very blessed. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show." Then she comes back and she says, "No audio, team." And then she says, "I can't hear our beautiful Afriberry audio." Okay, so sound is okay. We can agree now that sound is okay. We can hear each other. We're communicating and we're here. We're engaging. And then Miss Q Rams. Hello, Miss Q Rams. Hi, how's it going? How are you? Miss Q Rams comes through and she says, "Hello, Vooka team. Wishing you a blessed day." Thank you, Queen, and I hope your day goes amazing as well, right? And then Umamtembi comes through and she says, "A very good morning, Vooka Nation, Underground Radio DBN team, and of course our best energetic Vooka team. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Sivugile on a lovely, beautiful, sunny Thursday morning." Hello, Umamtembi. Hi, how are you doing? Of course, it's great. I love it. This is the weather that I live for. I live for this kind of weather. It's nice, it's sunny, you can walk out and you can, just get your day started on a very positive note. And then, of course, Miss Q comes through and she says, "Hello, Missy. Hello, Miss Q Rams." Hey, very cool stuff, man. Z comes back and she says, "Lol, I can't wait to see MooCee smile because he got a special greeting." I understand, right? Guys, Miss Q Rams and I are here. We see it. We understand each other. And I smile, Vela, because it's, And then Mom Timmy comes back and she says, "Morning, Miss Berry, Mr. Mist, behind the scenes team." And the only person taking care of us right there on the technical side is none other than Mr. P. Yes, ma'am. And of course, we have quite a few things to get into this morning, like I promised you. And it's a conversation that pertains to both you and I. So let's get into it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, man, we do have some amazing conversations headed up for you. And one of those conversations includes the language in your head. What language do you think in? Because, sometimes when you're inside your head, you end up thinking in different languages and you don't normally even use your own home language. So we want to know what language is actually in your head and which language do you use to think, so that you maybe analyze yourself properly and think about things properly. Because you feel like, in my own language, I don't seem to be mastering this whole thing or analyzing things in a proper manner. But just before we do that, we're going to give you something amazing, which is something that we always have here, which is the Daily Bread. And today we are celebrating the Eureka Diamond, which was sold in London. So today in history, the Eureka Diamond, which was sold in London, it was sold in the 16th of April in 1946. The famous Eureka Diamond, the first major diamond discovered in South Africa, is sold in London, originally found near Hope Town on the Orange River in 1866. The diamond sparked South Africa's diamond rush and laid the foundation for the country's global mining industry. Now that is something very amazing, because we all know that South Africa has managed to produce some amazing diamonds. We do know that we do have a big and beautiful diamond also there in London, and it's actually part of the Queen's crown, which is amazing because it shows you that we do deliver some amazing diamonds in the rough. And today we're obviously also celebrating the 106th day of 2026, meaning that we're only left with 259 days before we say goodbye 2026 and hello 2027. And we're already 37 weeks into the year, so we're getting one step closer, because imagine next month it's literally May, and then after that we have officially hit the 6-month mark when it comes to our yearly calendar. So you know what, if we had any resolutions that you're supposed to make, I do hope that you're gonna hurry up, because sweetie, time is definitely running out. But that's not the only thing that we're also celebrating, because today we're celebrating an amazing day. Now this is something that I love, especially for me, because it's about what I'm actually currently doing at this moment, which is using my voice. And unfortunately for some people who are actually born maybe blind, that's the only thing that they can actually use to communicate with the world besides actually using their eyesight. And today it's World Voice Day, which is celebrated on the 16th of April, and it celebrates the importance of the human voice in communication, culture, and artistic expression. Now, like I said, it is celebrated every year on the 16th of April, and their main focus is around vocal health, speech, and the power of spoken and sung voice. It is obviously observed globally by artists, educators, broadcasters, and health professionals. Now, you can celebrate this amazing day with voice workshops, radio features, performances, and awareness campaigns. The whole purpose of this amazing days is to also promote vocal care and highlight the role of voice in personal and social connection. So we do hope that you be out there appreciating the voice that God gave you, because not everybody can actually use their voice and voice out their thoughts. So remember that you have an amazing voice that you were blessed with, that you can actually use to say some things that people cannot normally say. But besides that, we're also celebrating some amazing celebrities that are born today. And one of those celebrities that we are celebrating today is Nassif Morris. Now, Nassif Morris today is turning 45 years, and he was born on the 16th of April in 1981 in Cape Town, South Africa. So it's one of our South African celebrities. And he is a former professional football player who played for Kaizer Chiefs and the South African national team, Bafana Bafana. He's remembered for his consistency and leadership in South African football. Another person that we're celebrating who has actually shaped the world of entertainment throughout different industries, and maybe have led his own legendary regime when it comes to the world of miming. And this person is Charlie Chaplin. Now, Charlie Chaplin was also born on the 16th of April in 1889 in London, England. His profession is that he was an actor, filmmaker, and composer, global icon for silent cinema, and the creator of The Tramp. Now, the legacy that he's leaving behind, or has left behind, is that he is one of the most influential figures in film history, whose work still shapes comedy till today. Charlie Chaplin may not be here, but he has done some amazing work that has left the comedic world in awe. But you know what? He's not the only celebrity that we're actually celebrating today. We are actually celebrating also Chance the Rapper. It's his birthday today, and one of Africa's giants, also known as Akon, a man who went back to his home nation and built a school so that people and the kids in the village could actually get an education. So to everybody that's celebrating their birthday, we wish you a happy and amazing birthday. Miss, do you have somebody that's celebrating their birthday today?
No, ma'am. No one today is celebrating their birthdays. No, there actually is. Wait, this lady would have gotten she would have this very, very, very cool friend of mine would have gotten upset with me. Lerato celebrated her birthday yesterday, man. Motsepe, hey, Lerato Motsepe, a Dobson Villian, man. Very, 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 one of the coolest people you meet around. She celebrated her birthday, and we're going to be hanging out, not this weekend, but I think that other weekend. We're going to be chilling, spending some time together as friends. So yeah, man, hey, Maloranton, I know I wished you a happy birthday yesterday, but I really hope that it was amazing. amazing and you had a great one, just as great as you are. Always great company. Never a dull moment whenever you're around, man. And happy belated, my lord. Mamskebeng, yeah, man. So to everyone who celebrated, there you go. Rich aunt. Lerato is the rich aunt, you know, as she says. There's a video that I can't post, obviously, that I can't show you guys, you know, as we're hanging out with friends. But she's very, very cool people. So from us as the Vooka Nation, as the Vooka Breakfast Show, as the Vooka team, we would love to say...
We would love to wish you an amazing...
It's by far. Always go the extra mile. Yeah.
So happy birthday to everybody celebrating their birthday today. I hope you guys did have an amazing day. Like Mo said yesterday, buy yourself a cake, spoil yourself. Just because it's a birthday don't mean that you don't need to get yourself something. Birthdays are also days that also need to be celebrated, because you're celebrating the fact that you are still alive today in this amazing earth that we have. But as I was saying, today we'll also be discussing the language in your head. Now imagine that you're waking up late, you knock your toe on the bed. The first thing that pops in your head, what language was it? What language did you use at that moment when you bumped your toe? Because for me, I know I always think in Venek. If I bump my toe, I'm like, oh, Jesus. Because we all think in different languages, believe it or not. We all have that one reaction, we all have that one language that we want to when we have different reactions in our own head. And sometimes it's not always in English, it's in Venek, or sometimes it's in that one language that you don't normally speak out in front of your friends. Because here's a perfect example. You're rushing out the door, coffee in one hand, phone in the other, and someone cuts you off in traffic, or you suddenly remember that the meeting you forgot, or you suddenly remember that meeting you forgot about. That instant unfiltered thought in your head, is it in English? Is Xhosa? Is Zulu? Afrikaans, or it's a mix of everything. You know what, you just think in a mixed masala and you just gooi alles in there. So let us know, which language do you normally think in when something happens to you that is very unexpected? Where does your headspace take you when it comes to the language that maybe just helps you just take off that one thing that is yet you find annoying at that moment, or that bump that you had and can't actually fully express out the pain that you're in because of the people that you're surrounded with? But Mist, I would like to know, what language do you think in case you bump your knee into something? It must be an amazing language. Maybe you think in Zulu.
Why would I think in Zulu?
Maybe.
No, man. The two major languages that I use as my home language. I am a Tswana boy through and through. I was actually telling someone that last night. Funny enough, we're in a conversation. I'm telling them, "No, Motswana, guys. I'm Tswana through and through, like through and through, man. I'm a Tswana boy through and through. So those are my my two major languages. I think Setswana, and English. And so I think the first thing, you know, when considering this conversation or this topic, the first thing that came to mind for me was when one is angry and upset. So, and I'm sure when I'm talking to you who's listening and watching, all of us or everyone, even on the Durban airwaves, right? We couldn't forget about you guys. I saw Underground Radio commented as well, saying good morning from Durban team. You know, when one is upset, you barely ever express yourself in any other language that you speak, or any other language that you can speak, rather. And the first thing instinctively that comes is your home language. So, because that's how you can express yourself, like fully. So I think, at least anyway. But I think in English and Setswana. I'm one of those people who has conversations by themselves, with themselves. You know, I talk to myself and I speak alone. But I always think and believe that there's someone listening or something listening. So yeah, Setswana and English are the major ones for me. Yeah, but I think it's a combination of both, depending on what I'm thinking about. Like, is it something fleeting and passing by? Is it something very deep and serious? Am I contemplating? Am I thinking about work? Am I thinking about my dating life? Am I thinking about family or my future? Or my past? I think it depends. I don't know, but I think it depends. So I go back and forth, English, Setswana, Or if someone irritated me, because I'm trying to express myself and like get my point across. But if I'm thinking work, I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna need to, when I get there, I'm gonna need to do this. So I think it depends. Also, what you're more comfortable in or what you're most comfortable with. And I think most people would resort to their home languages. That's the first thing. And then any other language that you speak. There's this lady that I came across last night as I was talking to this person that I was talking to. And this lady says, so she's in the US, and she says this guy made fun of her accent, her English accent. She's Asian, I think, and she says that this guy made fun of her accent because she has an accent. And so what didn't make sense for her was, dude, how are you making fun of me? English isn't my first, nor my second, nor my third, nor my fourth, not even my fifth language. English is my sixth language. And yet you're making fun of me. Like, how does that make sense? Like, make it make sense. Chief, what are you talking about? So yeah, man, I think that's what sticks out for me. Yeah, Mr. P, I don't know. You let me know in a second what your take is. But if I were to stub my toe,
yeah. So for me,
yes, sir.
I know I can express myself much more fluently in English.
Okay.
Right? So I tend to do a lot of my thinking.
Fluently or better? I think there's a difference.
Fluently.
Fluently.
Yes.
Not necessarily better.
Fluently. Yeah.
Not necessarily better.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you would resort to
both.
You'd resort to Zulu to really get your point across.
In certain instances.
That's I say, sure.
But because I can express myself much more fluently in English, I tend to do a lot of my thinking in English. So, for example, if you have to go and do SARS, and there is
paperwork involved,
yeah, you tend to think in English.
The language that you're going to use, sure,
right?
Sure.
And then other things like, when growing up, especially when we were scolded as kids.
Sure.
There's these Afrikaans terms that our parents used.
Sure.
Right. So it differs, but for me, what I've seen is that if I can express myself much better or fluently in a certain language, I'll tend to think in that language.
In that language, same. Yeah. I think it's circumstantial. I really do think it's circumstantial. I don't think there's like one language standard across the board that you can use. I mean, I'm seeing a couple of comments coming through. Z came through with her take, and I'll get to those in a second. But I think it's circumstantial. Also, the terms and the little sayings that we come across or we pick up as we grow up. Like Mr. B just mentioned, the Afrikaans terms that we pick up as we grow up. There's English terms. I think also socially, even family-wise, or the friends that we keep environmentally-wise in our communities and church and things of that nature. There's people who influence, the things that we come across, or the things that we pick up. This person I was in conversation with was sitting with her friend, right? And then another friend joined in, and we started talking, we started chatting. And then this guy kept saying, "Hey, my scat. Hey, my scatterball. Hey, my scat." And this person, he's a genuine, thick, hardcore Bloemfontein Sotho accent that this guy uses. But he kept on saying, "Hey, scat. Hey, my scat." And when you think of it, my scat is like Afrikaans. But it's like, where did you get that? So I think it depends. I really do think it depends on the language that or on the circumstance or on the situation that one is going through. So if you stub your toe, like what's at the tip of your tongue usually? Hey man, yo, you know, those kinds of things. Boy, I don't like, it's not profanity, but boy, yay, you know. I know I'm not gonna swear. No, I'm not gonna swear.
Because sometimes we swear.
No,
in
certain languages, absolutely. That's why I say, like, it's those terms that we pick up as we go along, you know. Or if someone irritates you and you're like, hey, when ota, you know, and you'd find maybe a Xhosa or Zulu speaking person using that term, but Setswana and Sesotho is not their first language, you know. So it's things of that nature. It's very, very amazing for me to think. So let me see. Mam Tembi comes through a bit on, says hashtag blessed Thursday, Mavuga, stay safe and take care of yourselves. And then Underground Radio DBN comes through and says good morning from the Durban team. Hello. I'm assuming Narissa, you're the one who's on the other side, right, of that comment. Good morning. And then Mam Tembi says you look stunning, Miss Berry. And then Zinzi says, wow, I actually think in isiZulu and English, but I sometimes think out loud nge isiZulu more than English when I'm alone. Right, but when what? And then you didn't finish that comment. And then, but when I'm around people, I would articulate my thoughts in English. Okay, that's an interesting one. So when you're alone, you use isiZulu. You think in isiZulu and you express yourself in isiZulu. But when you're around people, you turn to lean on the English side. That's interesting to find out. But why though? Why do you think that is? Please come through, Z, and tell me. And then Queen the Empower. Hello, Queen. Queen says, good morning, Vooka fam. I think in English and Zulu, but when I'm mad, I feel the need to use the scariest language in RSA, isiZulu. Subjective, very subjective to say that isiZulu is the scariest language. I mean, who's this? Trevor Noah made a joke in one of his stand-up shows, particularly to language, and he used Russian as an example, right? Says the Russian accent is scary. It sounds menacing. It sounds intimidating. But the Russian language isn't necessarily that scary. Isn't necessarily that intimidating. You know, so when you say isiZulu is the scariest language in RSA, I think that's subjective to you because you are Zulu speaking when a queen, but you can speak Sesotho, Lesotwana. I mean, I've heard you before. But I understand what you mean when you say, you know, you think in English, but when you really want to, you know, express yourself, gahle, you resort to your home language. And I completely, at times, like, you know, I speak deeper, speaking with other people, I'm engaging with other people who understand and speak Setswana moka, you see, you know. But I've found that Setswana uses or borrows quite a lot of words, or quite a few words from Afrikaans, which is interesting for me. You know, so for instance, I would go something, hey, Daiman, and Daiman is borrowed from Afrikaans, you know, you know, things of that nature. Utin manjelo. You know, those kinds of things. So I think those play quite a role in expressing ourselves. And the reason we're in this conversation is because we want to find out from you. You know, so some people swear that they think in their mother tongue, while others say their thoughts change depending on who they're around or how stressed they are. Absolutely, I completely agree with that. I understand that completely. It makes sense. It does really make quite a lot of sense, right? But the insights into this conversation and perspectives are quite interesting, if you're asking me. And one of them is that many multilingual people say emotions show up in one language, while logic and work thoughts show up in another. Absolutely. When you're trying to rationalize and you're like, I wanna make this, you know, make sense. But like when I'm thinking radio, I'm thinking, you know, work, I'm thinking the Vooka Breakfast Show, I'm thinking underground, I'm like, okay, guys, what I need to do when I get Mr. P, I need to email him the thing I actually need to send. So it makes sense. I really do think it makes sense when you're doing that. But some studies suggest that people who speak more than one language may switch thinking languages based on context, home, work, or even mood. In places like South Africa, it's common for people to think in one language, speak in another, and dream in a third. Wow. That's interesting. Dreaming in a completely different language than what your home language is, and then what you think in. That's fascinating for me. So, Vooka Nation would absolutely love to find out from you. What's the language that you think in? The language that you express yourself in? And the language you dream in. There's a third thing that's come in now, So the number to dial to share your thoughts and everything else in between is 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. I need you to comment, to like, and to subscribe so that we can share our thoughts and everything else in between. In a second, we're going to be talking to Ezra, right? Or he's the founder of Ezra Art. That was founded and started back in 2021, drawing deep inspiration from anime. Over the years, both Ezra Art and its aspirations have flourished, building on the success. Ezra launched the Wonder Studio to expand the services developed through Ezra Art, focusing on branding and creative solutions. With a bold vision for the future, Wonder Studio aims to evolve into a fully fledged 2D animation studio within the next 5 to 10 years. The goal is to inspire businesses to see limitless potential of art beyond its traditional boundaries. Very, 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 very interesting stuff. Met this guy at the Rancho. At this year's Rancho edition, and it was a very engaging and interesting conversation that we had. So before we continue, let me just quickly check if Ezra and I can hear each other. We can communicate. We're here. We're going to be using English, right, just to express ourselves and to understand each other, right, and to comprehend what each of us is saying. Mr. Ezra, good morning, my brother. How's it going? Okay, I don't know if it's me, if it's you. I see you. I see that you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So let's try to sort that out very, very quickly. There we go. There we go. There we go. Mr. Ezra, can you hear me now? Let me see if I can hear you.
Yeah, me.
There we go. Hey, shout out. There we go. We're winning. Good morning, my brother. Thank you for taking the time. We appreciate. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad on this side of town. We're trying to give people the daily dose of positivity, that is accompanied by an energetic start to the day. This is what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. So welcome, and thank you once again for taking the time to hang
What's
out
up, fam?
So I want to find out from you, Ezra. Tell us about Wonder Studio, and for anyone who wants to know you and know exactly what Wonder Studio is, and specifically what anime is. Take us through the journey and how you got to where you are today.
Absolutely. So I always start my conversation back when I actually got into anime and character designing. So this was back in 2019, 2020, the time of COVID. Kind of got to watch Dragon Ball Super again, which was super awesome, and I was kind of reintroduction to my adult life to anime. And ever since then, I just got so inspired by the style and the design, and that's where I kind of went in. And now I have Wonder Studio, which is an indie animation design studio. So we focus on character designs, animations for businesses, as well as we'll talk about it later, but something I would like to get produced too. So for those that don't know what anime actually is, it is Japanese animation. Think Marvel, think DC, Superman, whatever, but done in a Japanese styled way. So the way our Japanese animation works, it's just told in a different way, in a different language. The style is extremely different, and it's just something that I gravitate towards more personally.
Very interesting. very, very intriguing. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not like really big on anime myself. I mean, I have watched cartoons. I do to this day watch cartoons myself. Dragon Ball Z is something that we grew up on. I remember back in the day, 5 p.m. in the afternoon, no child was playing in the street. No child whatsoever. We'd all rush home at about 10 to 5 to 5 in the afternoon just to catch that day's episode. And I think for most of us, if not all of us, Dragon Ball was sort of like the first cartoon anime style, Japanese anime style that we were introduced to, and then later on when one grows up, then you start getting into these other ones and you start learning. And there's people who've really taken on the culture very seriously and very deeply so, and you're one of those people. So is animation still relevant, in the age of AI specifically? And how do you see the two coexisting in the sense that it seems as if just about anyone now can what's the word, Mr. B? Animate and come up with designs and new concepts and things of that nature. So do you think the two can coexist in today's age? And what is the correlation or the relevancy of animation in the age of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, so this is a very great question, also a very difficult question. So art in general within South Africa is a very fragile ecosystem. We don't really have enough support and interest from our South African community. So when something like generative AI is coming in, it does affect our industry and our businesses quite severely. I've seen this as well in my own business. So, but the reason why animation is still, relevant in today's time, even with generative AI, is because it's focused on creating specific key storytelling and emotional-driven designs and animations that connect with people. So yes, you can create something on AI. Great, do it if you want to, but it's not going to have the ultimate effect that you want, especially if you are a business owner investing into more specific commercials and marketing aspects. Getting an animation done properly is what's going to give you conversions and return on investment. If you use AI, fine, you can use AI. Just know that it's not going to do what you want it to do. So that's why we have professionals like myself to be able to do this. So in terms of where AI and animation could coexist at some aspect, right now I think it's just all over the place. Most studios isn't actually looking at doing it just because of an ethical situation where a generative AI is created based on stolen artwork in a sense. So that is a bit of an ethical situation for most of us as creators. I do see that AI might be helpful in the future with streamlining production, maybe doing some work that is too time consuming for artists and for us to focus more on the important things like the actual animation, right? Making it look awesome. So there might be some aspects to it. Right now, it's just all over the place. I don't really think there is a specific place where it can fit directly, but I had an interesting conversation with one of my friends the other day, and we both agreed on this, right? If we don't adapt to AI, we are going to be those guys that's going to be left behind in a very fast growing industry. So at some point, we do need to look at incorporating something in some way without it affecting our artistry and our authenticity.
Sheesh.
Man, that's pretty amazing. So I wanted to ask, so right now we've seen a very huge rise in terms of people attending Comic-Con, and I know that I would like to be one of those people because I recently just started joining the world of anime by watching your Blue-Eyed Samurai, Blood of Zeus, and Titans. Do you think that we South Africans are now literally starting to adopt to the anime culture, or maybe we're just still struggling to find our way in the world of anime besides watching your regular animes, your Bakugan, your Dragon Ball Z? Do you think that we're slowly getting adapted towards the Japanese anime culture?
Oh, absolutely. So if we look at like our generation, we grew up obviously with Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But if you say that, oh, I'm watching Dragon Ball Z or Yu-Gi-Oh or Bakugan or I'm into comics or whatever, you were laughed at, right? Because you're a geek, you're a nerd. You're not playing any sports, right? So that's like the sort of aspect what we grew up with. Today's generation is so different.
Yeah.
You know, you got. I was so surprised the other day. I mean, there's rugby players that is into anime. I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd see the day. So kids are growing up with anime, and they're growing up with a vast amount of anime because of, you know, the access to streaming platforms that we have today, and access to internet in comparison to 20 years ago or so. Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. I've exhibited at Comic-Con quite a few times over the past few years, and I can tell you from my personal experience as an exhibitor, we are seeing more anime content from artists and people attending that are interested in anime than actually in like Western comics, so like DC, Marvel, that sort of stuff. So it's a very interesting shift that we have, and I think this is also the right time for guys like Anime After Hours. He's working on building, you know, a sole exhibition for anime and pop culture, similar to what Comic-Con has been doing. So, yeah, I think we're definitely going through a great shift, in my opinion.
It's. I think it's a very intriguing space and fascinating. You know, very interesting to be involved in such a niche space, I think, in my very humble 2 cents worth of an opinion. But as someone who spoke at the 2025 edition of Comic-Con for South Africa, why do you think, such platforms matter so much, especially for local creators and upcoming animators and artists and things of that nature? Why do you think those spaces are so important, you know, for us to visit and to consume and to be involved in? If I'm someone who's looking to get into the animation space, get into that Japanese, but fusing and, introducing South African or African elements, even just not just basing it on South Africa alone. Why is it so vital and important for us to have these spaces firstly, and then not just have them, but also to be involved and consume them and make use of them so much?
Well, okay, you did questions. Comic spaces like Comic-Con and pop culture events is really important, in my opinion, because it helps drive us to our interests and, you know, not just being stuck in, okay, you're a South African, so you have to either do hard labor, be in manufacturing, you need to do, you know, admin guy or whatever. There are opportunities for us to be more creative. And Comic-Con is a great platform specifically for creators and artists because it is difficult to promote yourself.
What's up, fam?
It is rather difficult. And when you have a platform like this, it's 80,000 plus people coming over like a period of 4 days or 3 days, however long it is again. And that many eyes seeing your artwork at your exhibition, or you're talking, you're introducing yourself, your company. It is powerful marketing, and it is a great way for most artists to actually start their art journey in South Africa specifically. So absolutely a lot of opportunities there. And yeah, I think we need to celebrate our geekness. We need to celebrate being a nerd.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. You know, celebrating and taking full not responsibility, but like wearing that being a nerd is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. This is what you love. This is what you're passionate about. This is what you're interested in, and you shouldn't be looked down or be ashamed of those things that you like. But talking Wonder Studio specifically for you, right, or particularly, the aim here is to have it someday be a fully fledged 2D animation powerhouse. So what are some of the steps and measures that you are taking right now, to get to that point? and have it be a company and a space that young upcoming animators in like 5-10 years can look up to and look at Ezra and say, you know what, Ezra built this and I would want to work in that space particularly in that company, or even build my own. So what are some of those steps and measures that you are taking right now?
Absolutely. So my biggest thing right now is getting to the correct audience and market to grow the business. So what I am actually doing is I'm educating business owners within South Africa on benefits that animation and character-driven storytelling has for them, and exposing them to a world that they've not been familiarized with at all, right? I think most business owners in general within South Africa are our older guys, right? Older guys and girls. So they are stuck in, how things were done 20 years ago, with marketing. So there needs to be a new reintroduction to that. So what I'm trying to educate them in seeing the potential on that. Hopefully by doing that, not obviously only do I get some business in it, but if they actually do search, on Google, whatever, for a mascot or something, they can actually, potentially get another artist to do the work for them. So, that would be the ultimate, win for me in that aspect. I'm also working on building some relationships overseas as well, just to grow the business a little bit more. As I said, South Africa is very niche with anime. We have a lot of back thinkers, right? 20 years ago sort of marketing. So it's not the most sustainable way forward right now. So I'm working on building relationships and connections overseas to try and get some more work in, music, animated music videos, etc.
Nice.
And the ultimate goal for Wonder Studio is, yes, to be a full-fledged anime studio in South Africa. So this has not been done yet. We have multiple animation studios in South Africa. Most of them focus on children-based animations. It's, streaming on Disney Plus, etc. Whereas other companies focus more on 3D renders and animations used in films, or explainer videos used for businesses. So there's not really a gap for story-driven animation in anime space, focused on young adults and older adults, etc. So I'm aiming to produce the first anime film in South Africa within the next.
Nice.
So it's a very daunting, challenge. I gotta say, So I'm working on trying to build connections this year, getting hopefully some investors, sponsorships interested, getting the anime community to support us as well in the drive. So we are working on getting a full trailer out, hopefully in the next 3 months or so.
Yeah.
I have a demo trailer, but I feel like it can be much better. And so, hopefully we can get that financial support this year. And if all things goes well, I would love to get production going next year so we can create this first film, which could be an introduction to the global space, having some South African twist to it that everyone else can enjoy.
Ezra, the language that we use is not if. What we put out in the universe is not if. We're not trying to say, maybe it will work out, perhaps, no. We're putting out in the universe and we're solidifying it, and we're committing to it that it will happen. When it happens, not if, but when, right? We have to declare it and put it in stone and put it in cement and declare it and, solidify it. So with that being said, Ezra, thank you so much. We could go on for the entire day because it's very interesting, man. It's a new space for me that I didn't think that I would, get the opportunity to learn about and to engage on, especially for someone who's so passionate about it. Very, very cool stuff, man. I come from a place of just consuming cartoons. And one of my favorites, and I know there's an argument in the space of watching animation like that. What's this? Dragon Ball versus I'm a Naruto fan through and through. I think it's one of the best out there, if not the best. But I know there's people who go Yu-Gi-Oh and Bakugan and the other ones that are out there, Dragon Ball, of course, but I'm a Naruto fan through and through. So for someone who's watching and listening, wants to get in touch with Ezra, wants to invest, wants to help out, wants to get involved in any shape, form, or manner whatsoever, talk to me. How do I get in touch with you? From emails to LinkedIn to social medias to numbers and websites, everything else in between. Talk to me. How do I go about it?
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Full Metal Alchemist is my favorite anime.
Okay, I see you.
So, yeah. Okay, so how if you guys are interested maybe in investing or being a sponsor or just being a part of the community and help us grow, you can go to my website. So Wonder Studios, it's I think on the screen. So Wonder Studios /support, sorry. And then that'll give you information regarding the film that I aim to produce, and a lot more information there as well. So you can contact me through that page. Also follow me on my social medias. It's Wonder Studio on all of my social medias. You'll see my nice mascot Deimos on the profile picture. You'll know that's the one. But yeah, that's about me.
Man, we love it. We love it and we're here for it completely. We love it and we're here for it. And, God willing, we find ourselves at Comic-Con sometime and maybe we can cross paths again and actually see your setup and engage more and see what it's like to be in the space together with other people who love and are involved in the space of anime. But we appreciate Ezra, man. And we look forward to so much more from Wonder Studio. And we're not saying if, we're saying when it happens. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day, my brother, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. You have a fantastic day, too.
Cheers, man. Very, very, very cool stuff. Well, that's Ezra, the founder of Ezra Art, that was founded back in 2021, drawing inspiration from anime. Over the years, both Ezra Art and its aspirations have flourished. Building on the success, Ezra has launched Wonder Studio to expand the services developed through Ezra Art. Very, very, very cool stuff. We've been in conversation for quite some time, 8 minutes after the hour 9 o'clock. So with that being said, what I want us to quickly do is to run to the loo, then rehydrate, grab a glass of water, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. It's still in the morning, and then you and I and the rest of the team will see each other right after this.
You're chilling with your boy MooCee Maimane, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous NommyP, umkabayi kamakusazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is MooCee Mist.
On the Vooka Breakfast Show.
I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free.
What's up, fam? Chilling with your boy MooCee Maimane, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous NommyP, umkabayi kamakusazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is MooCee Mist.
On the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. We hope you guys are doing okay. And right now, it's just around the right time for me to give you your news recap. On our first news headline, fuel prices surge puts pressure on food prices. Civil society organizations warn that rising fuel could push food prices higher. Increased transport and production costs are likely to be passed on to consumers, placing additional strain on already struggling households, especially low-income families. Now, fuel prices increase will affect the cost of producing and transporting food. When fuel goes up, supermarkets and suppliers often rise prices, making basic food items less affordable for many South Africans. Now, the civil society groups are urging government to step in with relief measures. Without intervention, food inflation could rise further, worsening hunger and financial pressure on households. Your second news update: NPA targets global investment fraud network. The National Prosecuting Authority has taken a major step on the first fight against organized financial crime by seizing assets worth 43.9 million linked to the alleged global call center syndicate. According to the NPA, the syndicate operated fake online investment schemes using call centers to target international victims. The asset forfeit unit moved to secure properties and vehicles believed to have been bought using proceeds from the alleged scams. Those seizures took place across Gauteng. Authorities say syndicates damage South Africa's reputation and exploit vulnerable victims, often promising high returns on fake investment. The seize of assets is aimed at crippling the financial operations of the group and ensuring that crime does not pay. The NPA has emphasized that asset forfeiture is a key tool in tackling organized crime. By stripping syndicates of their financial gains, law enforcement hopes to discourage similar crimes and protect both local and international investors. Investigations into the syndicates are continuing, and more arrests or seizures could follow as authorities trace additional assets linked to the alleged fraud. Call center scams often target victims overseas using fake investment opportunities. Asset seizures help weaken the system and recover money linked to criminal activities. The NPA says investigations are ongoing and more assets could be seized as authorities track the full extent of the alleged scam network. On your third news headline, backlash grows over Rolf Meyer's appointment. President Cyril Ramaphosa has pushed back against criticism over his appointment of Rolf Meyer as South Africa's new ambassador to the United States. The decision has sparked public and political backlash, with critics pointing to Meyer's role in the apartheid government. Speaking at a national summit, Ramaphosa said the ambassadors are required to represent the policies of the democratically elected government. He stressed that any ambassador who fails to do so will be recalled. Opposition parties, including the EFF, have strongly criticized the appointment, calling it insensitive and arguing that Meyer's past disqualifies him from representing South Africa abroad. The criticism has been amplified by the timing, which coincides with commemorations linked to the country's liberation struggle. Supporters of the appointment argue that Meyer played a role in South Africa's negotiated transition to democracy and has experience in high-level diplomacy. The presidency has found the move as part of efforts to stabilize relations with the United States. The debate reflects broader tensions over how South Africa balances its history with current diplomatic priorities. Now, the appointment has divided opinion, with critics focusing on Meyer's past and supporters highlighting the diplomatic experience and role in South Africa's transition. Political pressure is likely to continue as Meyer prepares to take up his post, with scrutiny on how he represents South Africa abroad. Now, that is all for your news recap. We'll be taking a short break, and we are back with more exciting and enticing topics. Now let's talk about lazy meals. Everybody has that one day when they just don't want to do anything and don't have the energy to actually get up and make themselves a proper meal. But instead, the only thing that we want in life is just that one quick and easy meal. Or maybe 2-minute noodles, some PB&J on top of the bread, and then we are done. Sometimes making a meal that feeds your soul is not always about going all out. It's about making something that is just easy as boiling an egg. And you're already full with that one. So we'll be talking about lazy meals that we make. Which one is your go-to lazy meal when you feel like you literally do not have all the energy in the world to actually sit down and make yourself a proper meal? Because we all do have that meal. We all do have that go-to meal that just feels correct at the right time, because at that time you are just too numb to even go and do anything. But hold that thought.
Check this out.
High definition radio. The underground.
Shall we proceed?
Yo, check this out.
Durban streets, what's poppin'?
It's the
Vooka Breakfast Show.
Monday to Friday.
What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy MooCee aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous NommyP, umkabayi kamakhosazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is MooCee Mist.
On the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Now, as we're saying, we're talking about different lazy meals that people actually make, because it hits different when someone else makes that lazy meal. Some people argue that it's not just about the noodles, it's about the thought. If I cook for myself, I know I'm tired, I know my budget, I know my mood, but if you cook it for me and choose the bare minimum, it feels like it was worth the extra step, because sometimes having somebody make you that extra comfort meal is beautiful and amazing. And now we're going to be breaking it down into different perspectives, right? Because the second perspective is all about the food is food, be grateful. I don't like that one, because food is not just food, it's food for the soul. Especially if it's made with love, then yes, it is amazing. And it is fantastic, because it just hits the soul on a whole nother different level. And some people would say that it's just an entitlement, because if someone fed you, they feed you, full stop. It doesn't matter what I feed you. Even if it's just bread with eggs, it's fine. Relax, slow your roll. But not everyone was raised in a household where meals were elaborate expressions of love. Some people show care differently. Presence, protection, and provision. Now, which one do you prefer when it comes to showing your care? Do you prefer it if they cook it for you? Or maybe they just give you a bit of protection and their presence is there, or the provision that they have to offer at that certain moment. And then another perspective that people can also talk about is the fact that lazy meals are just contextual. And they actually not. But then there's the other context crowd, right? If it's 10 p.m. and we're both exhausted, then it's fine. But if it's Sunday afternoon and you had time, now we're fighting. I mean, why didn't you make that Sunday course? Because everybody knows that on a proper, nice, warm or cold Sunday, the most amazing meal you could ever have is one that was fully cooked. Your 7 colors. Nothing slaps more different like a 7-color Sunday. Or am I lying, mister? Because you know what? A 7-color Sunday is always the best, because you have all your veggies on the plate, you have your meat, and everything just looks very colorful and enticing. So if it's on a Sunday, then no, I'm not going for that excuse. I need my 7 colors.
Yeah, no, that's true. Just context, right? So here we're talking about when someone else makes you a lazy meal, where you can make one for yourself and it's okay.
Sure.
But when someone else makes it for you, right? So that's what we talking about.
He ends up saying that I'd prefer it if somebody actually cooked for me, because it offers a bunch of love. And you know, when somebody makes
not necessarily.
for me, that's what I see the love in. And for me, the lazy meal, yes, I can get up and make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But if you make it, I feel like, you know what, I'm so loved at this moment. I can make myself noodles, but maybe you might end up adding something that I never thought of adding at that given time. Hence, I say that the love comes in there. Because there's some ways that you make a lazy meal in this type of certain way, but a person could also make the very same lazy meal and give it a bit of a zhuzh, and it just has that je ne sais quoi to it.
Yeah. So, for context, let me ask you, ne? If someone made you a lazy meal, ne? What you consider as a lazy meal, would you find it appalling or would you appreciate it? That's what we're talking about. So, you know how you can whip up eggs quickly.
I was about to make that example from Friday.
Yeah,
Friday night when you and I were here,
right?
Yeah.
And so let's say it's a partner, for example.
Sure.
So if they just make you eggs, bread, and that's it, call it a day, it's like, where's the love? Or
I think there's also
you don't take
preference
offense.
as well. There's preference. Like I told you on Friday when you were here, I know Mo had left, Dura had left, and it was just you and I in the studio, right? And you were making yourself something to eat because at the time, the last time we had eaten on Friday was like during the day, right? And you were like, "Hey man, MooCee, it's been a couple of hours. Let's make something to eat. I'll have this, but there's bread, there's eggs. Do you want to whip up quickly?" I'm like, Mr. Pete, like, go for it. And you were asking me my preferences, like salt and portions and how many eggs do I prefer and slices of bread. I'm like, just do you the way you think I would appreciate it, or the way you think I would love it and enjoy it, or the way you would enjoy it. I'm not too fussy, guys. Bread and eggs is something simple. It's very quick, easy. In 10 minutes, you're done. If you're not like going the extra mile and trying to elevate the dish, you know, because there's people who make eggs and like try to decorate it and but if it's a partner, if like we're just chilling at home, like we're lazy, there's nothing much going on, we're relaxing, we're just enjoying each other's company and we're coupling, and Mutoka is like, "Hey MooCee, let me quickly make eggs and bread, like 2 slices of bread with cheese and Vienna and eggs, nothing too hectic, with sauce on the side. Baby, eggs." Like, I'm not gonna go or like get worked up. Manje wanga, why didn't you add what? You know I like what. Like, no, like just no. It's lazy. It's quick. We're just having something to eat, as we're like being lazy on the couch. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As opposed to maybe sitting down and saying, okay, we're making breakfast. Like, I want to go all out and I'm making like a proper, not big necessarily, but a proper breakfast. Then we can step it up. We can step it up and say, okay, I want my eggs done a specific way. Or, for instance, I know I wouldn't make runny eggs for Mo. Mo doesn't like runny eggs, but I know you wouldn't have much of a problem with it because you...
Sure, but you see, here we are diving into preference.
Sure. But it's subjective.
I'll give you an example.
Sure.
Let's say your lazy meal,
sure,
you can take rice, mix it with mayonnaise, and that's your form of gravy.
Sure.
Right? No, there's people that
or
do
like
that.
What do you condiment?
Exactly.
Condiments, yeah.
Yeah, but mix your tomato sauce and all of that,
mayo,
right? So
mustard.
when as an individual,
sure,
you can do that.
Sure.
When you can do that.
Sure.
And then, so when someone else now dishes you the same thing, that ngowako you can do it.
Sure.
But because it's coming from someone else, that's when we take offense. So I'll give you an example, something that happened to me.
Okay.
Where ngendaweni, right? Sorry, is this 2 minutes or you are cutting? 2 minutes. Or cut.
Like 2 minutes.
Like this. Because this is like, yeah, okay. So, ngifike late.
Okay.
Gravy pelile.
Okay.
And it's like unenyama ne rice. Should I whip something up? I'm like, look, it's up to you. Bangilethele rice nenyama. No gravy.
Did you take offense?
Yo, seriously.
Why though? You said it's up to you. You weren't specific. You didn't communicate.
But
you can't take offense over something that you were asked an opinion on, and you choose not to give it.
You didn't communicate, Mr. B. Your communication was
so
it's
my
up
communication
to you.
is,
and up to me is I feel rice and meat is adequate.
Right, right. And then as a couple, what's the one thing you love? Ne? It's gravy, right? Because give me, it's like,
was this your person?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's something else.
You get what I'm saying? Because
sure.
when
I can understand where the offense is.
You can eat
rice and
meat
and be okay.
And then it's like when you serve it to someone else, now it takes on a different spin. But I don't think there's much thought into.
Look, I think it's a subjective thing. It's a very subjective conversation, and we're all going to have like very different perspectives. And firstly, the first thing that comes or that pops is preference. What you consider a lazy meal, I could consider something like very big, and what I consider a lazy meal, you could consider like something well thought out. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think this is where the problem is about having other people cook for us, right? In that. Yeah, if you're if you're not going to do it yourself, then you can't necessarily, have offense or like be worked up about it. Cause you why it's like do it yourself then, Mr. B. And I know like we appreciate when our partners specifically cook for us, but I don't know. I just think it's very subjective.
You know what? It may be subjective, but then there's different things. Like I said, for me, it all matters. For me, I sometimes don't even communicate. But I also get what you were saying when you said that they already know what you love gravy. So meaning that they should have at least whipped something up. And I think for us, that's where the problem gets. Just because you're dating somebody, you already have expectations that automatically they'll do that for you. Sometimes you find out that they're also tired and they don't have the energy to actually do the gravy. Maybe that's why you were being asked, it's okay, this is what I have. Is this okay? Or do you want me to mix something for you? At that moment, they're expecting you to say, okay, you know what? Okay, Yazin, just take the meat, maybe chop it up a bit, add a bit of onion on the pan, fry it a bit, just to have a bit of gravy. Give it a bit of zest, nyan. And then you pour it on top of the rice. So that's what they're sometimes expecting. But then expectations are a problem.
Right. No, cool. But let's come back again to this because it's not you guys are now offering me advice.
No, it's cool. No, I'm not offering advice. I was just like, I'm coming from a subjective place.
And I'm generally saying for myself because I don't expect the person to know what I want at that moment because I am the one who knows what I want. But if I'm not seeking something for a lazy meal, I know what I specifically want at that moment.
So what is a lazy meal for you that would make you offended?
I don't think there's any. I'm too simple.
Wait. So you're saying,
sure.
Afri's saying, Banele, please prepare food.
Yeah.
You'd be happy. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you can even give me bread and coffee. I'd be happy. I think maybe it's because of the background that I came from. I was taught to appreciate like the smaller things in life, and I've always said that bread and peanut butter. Some people may see it as not a lazy meal, but for me, you give me that. I become very happy. I become overjoyed. It's one of my favorite lazy meals. It's one of my go-to happy meals. So you give me that. I'm like, you know what? I am happy. I am overjoyed.
Maybe let me ask like this: an offensive meal, because maybe the term lazy is like
effort, my brother. For me, effort.
Lazy is like it's like and you're just wearing your lazy clothes. But to say
the connotation,
it's like peanut butter. That's offensive. Offensive meals.
For me, I don't think there's a standout meal. Effort. You know those people. Because here's the thing, lazy for me. Since we're talking about bread, right? And I don't like butter in general on bread. I would rather have like what's the word? Unbuttered bread with something else. So maybe eggs and cheese and specifically fried polony. Specifically, I can have it cold from the fridge cut, but I prefer it fried. You've seen how I've done it. But if you're going to butter the bread and you don't know what it's a preference of mine, like I know my brother's wife always forgets, my sister-in-law always forgets, and she's like, yo, MooCee, I'm sorry, I forgot. Like it's been a while since I've prepared food for you. So, you know those people who do this? You know those people, like, no.
Where you find butter in the middle saying,
no, chief, like, what are you doing? Spread. No, that's like, no, why, when I want offend, We're not telling.
Right, so that's what we're talking
Yeah, no,
about.
that's no. I get you. I do. So that's the offensive. The offense for me. That's when I would take offense. You know, Chief, what are you doing? And then you want to cut it. Ne? You want to pretend as if you're putting effort. So let's say this is a slice of bread, right?
Big slice for that.
I say this is a slice of bread. So there's one of two ways to cut bread, or maybe three, right? There is corner to corner, which is the triangle, right? You go this way, right? Precision is a thing for me. I'm detail oriented. I analyze, I observe. Precision is a thing for me. So you literally need to cut corner to corner, or you can go half C's like this, and cut. And they try to be as precise as you can. I know you can't be standing there and measuring. I don't expect that, right? But try. There's the sense of internal measurement that you can do. So there's half C's, or there's half C's like this way, and then you find those people. You know those people, Mr. You're coming for me, so that's offensive for me. Like it's like no, you should have not done it.
Exactly.
You should have not done it. Because I can do this myself. It's quick, it's easy. Like there's no it doesn't take much effort to just butter bread evenly, on the creases, on the corners. Just understand. Right. And then presentation as well.
So lazy doesn't have to mean thoughtless.
No. Okay, let it have effort behind it. You know what? I genuinely thought of making MooCee food, not just as an afterthought, as if you're doing me a favor. No, rather don't do it. I'll stand up and I'll do it myself. You know, even the eggs, presentation is also a thing on a plate because we eat first with our eyes. And so if the food doesn't look like it's giving, I'm gonna have a hard time consuming and taking it down. You know, it's like, Chief, and then have it yourself, and I don't know, go give it to someone else.
I mean, it's a ritual.
It is
because you.
It is.
I'm preparing, and then you take it in. Look, probably there is some truth to a way to anyone's heart.
Absolutely.
Actually, a way to a man's heart.
Specifically.
Yeah.
And you can tell how this food was prepared.
No, not you.
No, I'm not a man, but I'm saying it's also a way to my heart. I like a man who feeds me.
The saying says a way to a man's heart
is through his stomach.
It's through the tummy, right?
But you can also tell how this food was prepared when you eat it. Whether there was effort, there was care, there was sincerity, and there was love behind it. You can. I don't know what it is. Like there's an innate thing that we have as humans, not as Africans, not as men, not as women, just as the population, as individuals of this world, as a species of this world. You can tell when something is done with thought behind it, with effort and care, and being genuine and being sincere. Or you know what? It might not taste the best. I might not be like a gourmet chef. But you can tell, I took effort. You know I'm so specific when I do prepare lunch for us here and I do eggs. I'm like, guys, and I'll clean the plate and I'll put even when I'm adding acha on the side or whatever, you know, the things that we love eating here in studio. I'm concerned.
Right.
Because I would love...
You see things like that.
Yeah.
Afriberry, where...
I think for me...
You know, Guti, when you add different things on the plate,
sauces.
So... Yes, it may be one plate, but then you have to be thoughtful as to
who's going to be consuming this
acha
plate. Absolutely.
On the far right, because I don't want it to mix with
the one end of the plate, because I know MooCee doesn't like acha. Things of that nature.
I mean? Yeah. But if someone just throws
we're not
lazy.
That's lazy.
It's still the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's the same meal, same ingredients, less effort, less care, less genuinity, less sincerity. And you just don't care. There's laziness. It's very completely outright lazy, and just don't do it. Even next time when someone is asking, please prepare a meal, don't volunteer. Rather be the one who eats, and will understand because you just don't care. Then what's the point here? Do you get what I'm trying to say? You're offending us in how you're preparing this meal. When it says as long as you know those kinds of people, as long as they've eaten, good, right? No, food doesn't work like that. There's a psychology behind it, and it takes a toll on you psychologically. So it is, I think. So it's you're connecting here with me through food as one of the measures that you can connect with me. And if I taste your eggs and I'm like, yo, Mr. P, yeah, man, thanks, my brother, I appreciate. It's more filling. As opposed to take this food of yours, man. But that's just me. That's just me. I don't know. That's just me.
Here we hear you, eh? And here are some relatable examples. You make yourself a proper kota, but for me, it's bread and polony. Or I visit your place and you say there's eggs, help yourself. Or you plate the food nicely for yourself, but mine comes in a pot. But mine comes in a pot. Those are different examples of how lazy meals can become thoughtless and not even carry the same amount of energy that you meant to give it, but it's not just giving at that moment.
So it's something I do, Nami, where I've got a visitor. For them, I'll add that extra thought.
Sure.
So I may just eat the scraps like a potwene, but I'll plate for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Vice
Absolutely.
versa.
Right.
Thank you.
But kunabantu that literally bafuna udle like amatlaka, like there's no thought to it, but this is for the next person. For you, sure, maybe it's like, okay, fine, let me just finish up here. But for the next individual, you make sure you plate, you prepare cutlery, you know, things like that.
I mean, there's this one girl who I'm remembering. There's this one girl who I'm remembering. I dated just briefly, so a couple of years ago, before COVID, right? So I'm telling you, you know, when a girl comes over, Mr. P, I think the thing we want to do, or that's been taught to us as guys as conditioning, is we buy something like a kota, a dogwood, whatever, just take away. Then we eat, like not preparing
Something
food,
nice,
right?
yeah.
So I tell her, look, Chief, I don't have money. I'm not well off at the moment. So
money for
getting
hosting.
food, for hosting.
Okay.
Yeah, not money but just for hosting her that day. I didn't have anything. So I tell her, but there's groceries. There's plenty of groceries. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you still want to come over? Because I wouldn't want you to come here and sit and we not eat anything. It's just rude, I think. So she's like, no, don't worry, I'm still coming over. Well, I'll see what you have and then we'll do something. So now I'm giving off one of my cards that I play. Sometimes this is a card that I play. It's like it's a trick. It's a card that I play, right? Because I believe, because I'm not so good in the kitchen. And I'm not someone who enjoys being by the stove or standing by the stove. But I'll be the friend who like keeps you company in the kitchen if you enjoy being in the kitchen. So I'm the friend who'll talk and be there, and, you know that type of thing. So this is I think the kitchen is also an intimate space. You know, when someone is cooking and you're there, and it's a date, man. There's connection, there's energy. So she comes over, we hang out. And then I'm like, okay, let's have something to eat. Let's go into the kitchen and see what we can do. So we made eggs, bread. Like I took out firstly the things that I like. So there's condiments that I like. I'm a big fan of tomato sauce on everything. I'm a big fan of tomato sauce on everything. On everything. I put tomato sauce on everything, guys. So tomato sauce, I had chutney, I had my hot sauce from Nando's. There's specifics that I like, right? Put them there. Bread, 2 plates. So how I do my eggs, I'll have the eggs on the one plate and then have like bread prepared the way I like it on the side plate, you know, and then I had like, not pickles, gherkins. Like gherkins. I had like this. Oh, and I took out things. She's like, okay, is this it? I'm like, no, you can check what else is there, but this is what I think. Bread and eggs, but we're going to elevate it a bit. And I want to get your hot take in the next 10 minutes, Mr. P. We're finishing off. So we did that. And it was like, yeah, man. She did them the way So I asked her, should I do for both of us? Or do you want to do for both of us? Or should we each do it ourselves, the way you like, the way I like? But here's everything. Yep. She's like, no, do it yourself. I'll do it myself. And then we'll taste each other's, right? I loved that. And I was like, okay, yeah, man, this is a green flag for me. So we do that. I do it the way she's looking at me, like the way I'm combining my ingredients. You know, there's things I do on the side, preparation, and then there's things that I do on the pan. I mean, also the method. Absolutely. I start with this, right? She loves eggs done with butter as oil. I don't mind fish oil. right? But I love olive oil. So we had both at home at the time. So I used a bit of olive oil. She toasted bread, but she didn't that day. She was like, "Nah, it doesn't matter. I'll have normal." I will put it on the pan just for a couple of minutes on each side, and then yeah. She does scrambled. I do like an omelette style type of thing, so it was like
a cook-off.
It was, man. It was like, we're here. And we sat down and we had a nice meal.
So I'm curious, whose eggs were better?
She loved the taste of how mine came out because of how I added certain things. So, for instance, the sauce that we were using on Monday, I would add that in the process of the pan and not after.
Nice.
So I'll add the tomato sauce, the hot sauce, the chutney as the eggs are frying. She beats her eggs. I break my eggs into the pan. Okay. There's a difference. Like the consistency is different. You should try it out, and try to see. Like there is a difference. I've noticed. So this thing of beating, man, I have to be one.
Amen to that
one. So she. Not that mine were better, but she appreciated the taste of mine, of how mine came out, because firstly hers was scrambled, mine was like omelette style, and how the sauces infuse when they're in the
texture
pan.
Of the
texture is slightly different, So that was. So you see those types of things, like there's effort, there's thought behind it. It's an energy thing. It was like, I see you sing, me sing each other. We're here, and man. So I don't know. That's for me. That's a thing. That's a thing. Even if it's quick, you're buttering bread, putting it either on the pop-up toaster or on the closing toaster. But there's effort, like...
Yeah, I mean, quick doesn't mean lazy.
Yes, absolutely. So, very cool stuff. I think it's an interesting conversation and we could go on forever. And I see quite a few of you are still hanging out and watching. So, what is a lazy meal to you? What do you consider a lazy meal? Not effortless, not thoughtless, and not careless, but lazy, right? Something that I would prepare for you if you were to come here, right here in studio with the Vooka Nation. Sure, Mr. B, go for it.
Yeah, so let me ask, do you guys think bread and eggs is considered a lazy meal?
Contextually.
Okay. What about noodles?
Yes, contextually.
Okay. So if you were to elevate both.
Yes.
To not sit in the bracket of lazy,
elevated.
Yeah,
there's ways.
How would you do that?
Ooh. I think for my noodles, I actually like having veggies with mine. So I'm like the only person at home who actually eats noodles with vegetables. So I literally chop up my garlic, chop up my ginger, then I go for the carrot, nice and thin slices, then I add a bit of onion. If I do have a bit of cabbage, then I do like almost like a simple stir fry nyana with the noodles. So I have my noodles with like a much more veggie taste. And if I do have like your Russian or Vienna, then I add them into the mix. Or sometimes I just have my egg fried noodles. I add eggs, but I boil it. So I boil it, then chop it into nice pieces, add it in there, and then...
Similar, very similar. I think mine, the consistency comes in the sauces that I use. If I have the sauces that I like and the sauces that I consider to be like, great tasting, that's how I elevate. Firstly, that's the first step. But I do the eggs one as well. But instead of boiling, and instead of making an omelette style, I'll scramble them the way you did. But instead of using your conventional salt, my seasoning is also a thing. Because I'm not much of a cook, but there's certain things that one does, So the seasonings that I use, like amapelepele spices, those types of things. So I'll scramble my eggs on the side. And then as opposed to doing them by microwave, I'll actually cook them proper and not for 2 minutes, right? So I'll bring my water to a very hot boil so that when I add them, I create... that thing of swirling them around, especially when plating, just give you the thing. So that's how I'll try to elevate. With my eggs, more or less similar. So it's not just about beating and just, giving you with bread. The bread as well would be a thing. I'd also I would style it a bit, just the plating, cut the bread nicely, maybe into cubes or triangles or, and the... Some add-ons like cheese, ham, polony, those kinds of things. If there's leftovers, meat, whatever, gravy is a thing that I like adding in my eggs as well as a condiment. Leftover gravy, heat it up, specifically tomato gravy, heat it up, add it in there, and go Man, like there's ways you can,
taste
man,
ever.
there's ways. So it's very interesting. I think it's a very intriguing conversation. So after the break, we're gonna be getting Mr. B's hot take. It's gonna be an interesting one. So the time right about now, 48 minutes after the hour 9 o'clock, just 12 minutes shy of calling it a morning on a Thursday morning, and we're still hanging out with us right here. So quickly, we're gonna run, rehydrate, grab a glass of water, pay our bills in the meantime, and then you and I and Mr. B and Afriberry will see each other after this cool stuff.
I guess I get it now. Life is taking enough from me. Think I just need security. Yeah. So crazy how anything can happen. Hedging my bets so desperately. Building sand castles on the calm seas. Looking for a guarantee.
And right now we are back, and obviously we're going to play a beautiful and amazing voice note that we got from the one and only Queen of Hearts. I consider her the Queen of Hearts, and she goes by the name of the Queen Empower, and she sent us a voice note earlier on. So right now we'll be playing a voice note, hearing what she has to say.
Good morning, Vooka Nation. I hope you are well and are in good spirits. Your invisible co-host here, Queen the Empowerer. And I am still on the topic of what language do you think in? Because of text, obviously, I am limited to express myself. So I am going back to the comment, and I'm coming in for MooCee to say, MooCee, the last time I had a conversation with you, I said, please listen attentively. Now I'm coming back to say, please read attentively. You are making an example with the Russians, and in my comment, I made it clear to say the scariest language in RSA, right? And obviously, because I'm limited by text, you are right, it is subjective. However, this is general consensus, and it is also derived from another comedian that I love so much. Since you mentioned the comedian Trevor Noah, I got this from the comedian Kagiso Lidira, who says, you know, when you're having a mob like Kokasi and you're about to trap somebody, you know, it's about to get dirty, it's about to get messy. You are not frightened as the victim or the perpetrator, you know, until somebody says sizokushaya, you know. So I was coming in from that angle. So I'm not sure why you took it overseas, but nonetheless, we open up for conversation. Have a great time, Vooka family.
We could go on for hours with this one. We could go on for hours. I noted, I heard you, I read it very carefully when you said South Africa. It's the scariest language in South Africa, and that's where I came in and said it's subjective. I think at least it's subjective. I would argue and say perhaps you are maybe confusing it as the most popular versus the most scary. So yes, in most communities, vele, by comparison in numbers, the one language that is one of the populous, if not the most populous, most popular language in South Africa, especially when there's mobs, is Zulu. Even in other contexts, Zulu is the most popular. Whether it's the most scariest, then I would argue somewhere go Harankua or go Mafikeng somewhere. I doubt when mob justice takes place they would use Zulu. Like Moshayeng or no, there's no way, Queen. I'm sorry. Kemotswana, and I don't think somewhere go Chokobete. Cooperative room somewhere they would say Mshayeni. So like it wouldn't relate, because probably Zulu is not the most popular language in those areas. So yes, if we're comparing Zulu as the most popular versus the most scariest, it is, I'll give that to you. It is a very popular language and a lot of people use isiZulu. But it being the scariest, I would argue and say, Mshayeni. And Yes, he's Omshaya. So, so the reason I've cited the example of Trevor Noah using Russian is that he used an example, or he used it in one of his skits, saying that the Russian language versus the accent, the one is scary, the one is not. The accent is scary. The language in itself, not really. That was his argument. And I was citing that, using it as an example to reference the conversation or your comment of saying Zulu is the most scariest. But we'll get back to it. So, Mr. B, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I want to hear
I've got
your hot take.
Yeah, people should absolutely stop cooking MooCee.
People should stop cooking MooCee. As in putting the stove on 6.
The stove, yeah.
Okay.
The last level.
Oh, okay. Before I disagree or agree, why?
Dangers.
For 90% of the meals, unless you're boiling something, let's just imagine you're cooking, I don't know, nyama nhloko, whatever, and it needs to sit on the stove and cook.
Okay.
Sure, you can put it on high heat.
Sure.
But for things like eggs, come on, guys, stop using MooCee for yonkinto.
Can I call my uncle so you can tell him? Because he uses 6 even for eggs. And I'm shocked. I'm like, they're still going to cook. Why are you doing that?
Let's talk about it.
Right.
Please
What's
call back.
your contention with using 6?
The problem is, number one, buy a cheese. And then number 2, even if they don't, it doesn't cook properly.
Okay.
It doesn't.
On 6?
Yeah, it doesn't. Because when breaking down, let's say, for example, meat, fibers, yonkinto,
sure.
it has to have like a certain temperature. But what I've seen is that, because, we're talking about lazy meals and all of that.
Meals,
More especially if people are preparing a lazy meal, they will tend to go to the last level because they want to get things done quickly. Right? And not that the two are
mutually exclusive.
Yeah, but when you're lazy, you want to get things done that quickly. Because right here in studio, I mean, we've had people burn his into.
Sure.
Like, don't cook.
Not even a papa bread, bro. Toasted bread.
Yeah,
so there's someone who always burns bread when he's toasting.
Right.
It's just funny.
So don't cook on 6, guys, please. Do not cook on 6. Number 4, number 3. Sometimes 2. I've seen this where, especially, let's say at home, I've seen it where it's like, no, take it down to 2. Or you cook it,
But I want to finish, and I'm monitoring. I'm standing by the stove. It's not like I'm going to cook and go sit down.
Unfortunately, for this one, it's one of those where you have to. Your meal will be ruined. Think of your pap. Pap, yes, you bring the water to a boil, and then you turn down the heat.
Okay.
And then once everything starts simmering in, you have to take it down to 2 or 1.
Sure.
Yeah. So you can't go on 6 all the way.
No, not all the way.
Yes.
But when I start off, I want to finish.
Yeah, but then
so you're saying
I've
completely
observed.
stop
I've
using 6
observed.
completely.
Yes.
Completely.
Guys, there's a 4. 4 is hot enough.
Chief, I want to
6
finish.
burns.
I want to finish. I'm standing by the stove. I'm monitoring. It's not like I'm going to go and sit down and relax and be on my phone and wait for Ipapa Ligu 6. No, I'm monitoring. I'm standing by the stove. I want to finish quickly.
Yeah, but in order for you to break down, let's say meat, my fibers and all of that.
Sure.
It requires time for it to simmer and all of that. So by applying heat, because you think maybe there's a direct correlation between heat and time. So the more you increase the heat,
people assume that it's going to cook quicker, which is not entirely true.
Yeah,
it's not entirely true.
Yeah, because we're gonna try it now. I'm gonna do eggs.
Okay,
but then on a very slow heat.
But do you not think that heat does, on some level, in some instances, expedite the process?
In some levels, but not all the time.
Okay, so if I'm cooking pap for the 3 of us with a small pot,
yep,
like we used to last year, and I want to expedite the process, and let's say we have to eat at 11. We have to eat at 11, and I want to do it quick. Guys, by 10:30 we should be eating. And pap takes slightly longer depending on the volume, right, of the pap. And so I want to do it quickly. So you're saying I can't put it on 6? But 11 we have an appointment.
No. It's not going to work because this is something we've experienced, where most of the time, Papa is a little brown.
Sure.
Because of that.
Sure.
Right? So there are certain things that you cannot rush. And I think cooking is also one of them. Not all things.
Sure.
But most things in cooking. Similar to nature in itself. I want these apples to grow quickly. I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to wait.
I don't fully agree.
And I'm talking about the best meal or the best experience. Sure, we can both have eggs that are cooked.
Sure. But mine are done with 6, yours are done with 4.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's going to be a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be a difference. But I'm saying, my hot take, stop cooking. Or 6.
It's tough.
Yeah.
50. I'm at a 50%. I'm at a 50%. I'm at a 50. I understand where you're coming from. I think circumstantially, dependent on the meal, I think. As across the board, you stopping the usage of 6 on the stove. No. Because, no. I want to finish.
I don't like cooking on high heat, it burns.
Yeah, I want to finish.
So I cook on very low heat.
I want to finish. But
we do hope that you guys had an amazing episode namhlanje. And please don't forget to also tune in again tomorrow. Feel free to also send us a message or text on 0604933226. We are always more than happy to get phone calls from you. But for me, Afriberry at Sayonara.
Yes, sir. At 4 p.m., Mo and I are going to be giving you the Vooka Sunset Mix, all right, every Thursday between the hours of 4 and 6 on Underground Radio DBN. So make use of the app on Android and iOS. And if you can't, there's also like the website. Yes, you can use their website, Underground Radio DBN, www.undergroundradio. And that's where we're going to be hanging out between 4 and 6. Mo and I giving you the greatest sounds in preparation for the 26th of April. And but with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day. God willing, you and I and the rest of the team see each other tomorrow morning. Stay safe, stay warm, stay cautious, and I'll see you bright and early on a Friday morning. Coolio.
This or that, I remember when I used to. Don't do it 'cause it doesn't